Yo, what's good? Welcome to French Fried and French Fries. This is season 2, episode 3.
What it do?
And I'm here with my niggas since the beginning. These dudes are brothers. They're my brothers at this point now. Shit, we basically spent almost our whole lives together. I'm here with the big brother, Myles Rollins. And
What's good?
And the little brother, Trent Rollins.
I'm out here, man. How y'all feeling?
And shit, this episode, we started, drinking a little earlier in the day to see how fucked up we can make our conversation. And we got our fries here, so this is French Fried and French Fries, and we're ready to get fried and eat French fries.
Some fries.
Yeah,
I feel like we do it a little bit differently because you got cheese fries.
True.
And I got Greek fries, you know what I'm saying? You know, add some feta cheese to it.
Niggas don't know about that.
Yeah, niggas don't know about the, the feta cheese on it.
Yeah.
Extra cheese on it. What did Herbo say? No, stop it.
Cheese on it. Nigga done done everything. But, shout out G Herbo, by the way. That nigga, some people don't like G Herbo. Isn't that crazy?
They say, he raps off beat, whatever.
What's
you know
up
what I
with
mean?
that?
I don't know. I think it just maybe hate.
Yeah, my friend Sean, he was on the podcast. That's what we started. We have a new term for them. They're called Herbo haters.
Herbo haters.
But yeah, man, I feel like he might have some shit you got to get used to. You know what I'm saying?
True.
But like at the end of the day, though, that nigga, everything basically that he's saying is raw as hell.
I feel like people had to get used to Young Thug, but once they did, he was on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, Young Thug was out there saying everybody felt like he was doing some crazy shit until they caught on. And they're like, nah, this nigga's a genius. Yeah.
You need like
Yeah, but speaking of like music and people having to get used to, y'all remember Chance?
Oh my god!
When he was like just raw as fuck.
When he was raw, when he was actually like an artist that people actually liked.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah, I saw some
back
fucked
in the day.
up shit. Like, so basically, the reason why I said this is because I was just on YouTube scrolling and I saw like a video for the fall of Chance the Rapper. I'm like, nigga, what are you talking about? That's
Nigga act like this is Sparta 300 shit. The fall of Chance the Rapper.
That nigga's chilling, bro. Like, that's fucked
right,
up.
he's good.
Yeah,
I mean, he just got a big ass lawsuit handed to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
by his mans.
I
but
know, bro. That's crazy, Pat.
Yeah.
Damn, that's wild as hell. But yeah, man, we went. You guys remember when we saw Chance?
Dude,
I was a free show.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
That was like back when Chance was like hungry, up and coming, and just had a breath of fresh air about him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I forget what year it was. I just know. I know what age I was. I don't know what year it was. I was 19. So
goddamn.
It was So I remember it was 2012, and he actually opened for Lil Reese.
Fabulous was the headliner.
Which we didn't stay for.
We did not stay for that shit.
We saw Chance, we saw Reese, and then we're like, all right, fuck it, we leaving. Like, these niggas didn't fuck with Fabulous really like that.
Niggas weren't really trying to hit the Harlem Shake that night.
Think about that shit.
Yeah. But that shit's crazy though, cause that was, I don't know, man. Chance did some different shit at the end of the day. He was like on the independent wave. Like he came up basically just from his friends. Like, I mean fans, not friends, but you know what I mean? Like his fans really put him in that position. Right. You know? That shit's crazy.
Yeah, like his people at his school and everything, they really like actually genuinely liked his music and was all the other things that happened,
And I feel like that was a point in time, like 2012, 2013, whatever, where like Chicago music was really like on the up and coming and shit. Where Chance was, we all knew of him as dope. Like, oh my god, Chance the Rapper. Like 10 Day come out. Acid Rap wasn't out yet, but like 10 Day was dope. Like when we were fucking with it, and I remember that day specifically because the next day was the first day of Lollapalooza.
Yeah, bro.
And we saw this nigga just walking around. We saw the nigga just walking around, just like nobody was really like
no one was
who he
stopping
was
to
and
see
shit.
him.
Like,
We said something like,
niggas dropped the mic. That shit keeps falling.
We said something like, "Yo, Chance," and he turned around and took his hat off and did a little gesture and just
we dapped him up.
Okay, I didn't. But,
no, we did dap him up.
I didn't remember that.
But so no, it was cool because like basically we went and saw him like at the show. Then we saw him at Lollapalooza. But the coolest thing I think, in my opinion, was like the very next year, like. The dude was just on the stage,
he
like
headlining Lollapalooza. Yeah.
And we were like, bro, like last year,
he was a regular nigga just walking around Lollapalooza and shit,
cool,
you know? Like, that shit was wild.
Yeah, that was wild as hell, but I don't know, man. Shit's crazy how like time changes everything, you know?
True. And, you know, nowadays people have their own opinions about Chance, and I feel like we all have the same opinion where his music has fallen off a cliff. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like
it just doesn't. It's not.
It just doesn't hit the same. You know, like.
But I still think he's like a really good dude and shit.
True.
I feel like he's done some shit for the community and stuff like that. You know, you don't have to do when you're in that position, but he's still thinking and like trying to be a good person.
I agree because he's always done that shit as soon as he got on. You know what I mean? That's what he's always strived to do. Yeah, so which I could respect, I could appreciate. But I think like musically. Yeah. Sorry, bro. Like it's just not cutting. Like literally since 10 Days, like my opinion, since Acid Rap, everything after that, Coloring Book, man. Big was there an album between that and Big Day? Maybe not.
Was it?
Oh, that shit. I mean, that was
I think that was a Social Experiment.
Social Experiment, joint album, whatever. But that was okay. There were some good songs on that. But obviously, it wasn't like his shit, quote unquote.
10 Days is my favorite, bro. I love 10 Days.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite one, also. I feel like. Acid Rap was what put him on, but 10 Day was what opened the door. You know?
True.
10 Day felt like a fucking like a novel. Like it was like you weren't even listening to the shit. You're like you feel like you know everything about.
Damn near storytelling, explaining himself and his personality and all that stuff.
Crazy.
What I love about 10 Day too is I think Sabo was on it, but like other rappers, like Alex Wiley, Vic Mensa. I think pretty sure Sabo was on 10 Day.
I think Sabo was on 10 Day,
But like,
could be
it was, he was definitely on Acid.
Yeah.
I know he was on Acid, but I'm like, damn, was he on 10 Day? I have to look. Yeah. Okay. But it's like Chicago artists who potentially will blow up in the next, few years around that album and shit, around that mixtape.
That was dope.
Yeah, and I think that it was also dope because he used beats like fuck you talking about, like everyone fuck with it hard and you know what I'm saying, like
so that was a Waka Flocka beat that he used and it was dope. Yeah, he definitely went off on it, but shit's weird. I also though one thing I do like Ultralight Beam. I like his verse on that too.
True.
Yeah,
that shit's dope.
Yeah, I think T-Lot, whatever the fuck, has some moments. Like, people hate on the album, and I'm in agreement with that, but, like, there are some great songs on it, honestly. Like, Ultralight Beam, his verse was dope on that. I mean, 30 Hours, people hate on that song hard, bro. But that song is fucking tight, bro.
Yeah, and he has Andre 3000 on that.
Yeah, like, not even rapping, like,
that shit's crazy.
That shit's wild. Yeah. I remember when that album came out, I was, with my girlfriend at the time, we were like, "Oh, we were waiting. We're waiting for this shit to come out. We're waiting as soon as it dropped. Like, oh, we playing new Kanye and shit. Like, I feel like Kanye doesn't do the same thing now. You know what I mean? Like,
it's not the same. But I mean, shit. One thing with Kanye is like he never gives a fuck what anybody's saying. So like,
true.
I feel like it's always interesting to hear his music. Like at the end of the day, it's always interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like this man. He's not doing it for anybody except for himself. At the end of the day, when it comes to music,
as soon I feel like for Kanye, the music has fallen off, but the business sense has gone up or whatever. So true. You can't really have like both. I mean, maybe you can. I don't know. Like,
Jay-Z can.
But like, do niggas really fuck with like Jay-Z's music, bro?
How fucking was that?
I don't know, man.
444 was decent, yeah. 444 was decent.
I don't know, like,
I feel like certain albums you have to be in a specific headspace at the time. Like, I feel like you can't be. I don't know. Like when you listen to 444, I feel like it should be late night shit.
True.
Like just listening, like nothing else is going on, so you don't have anything else to even think about, and then you listen and it's like that shit's dope. But that's the thing is like you got. I mean, shit. You never really know like when you will hear an album. Like it's just you hear it and that's it. Like and that'll form your opinion. You know.
Yeah, I feel like maybe for me, like I personally think that Jay-Z is a good rapper, but I think he's slightly overrated in terms of rapping and shit. Like I would never put Jay-Z as or say Jay-Z is the best rapper of all time. I would never say that shit. You know,
I wouldn't
like
say of all time, but
people say that shit though. You know, like Jay-Z like the best rapper ever. I'm like nah, like. Yeah. Some of his bars, I'm like, this is kind of cringy, in my opinion.
What they're doing is combining both the businessman and the musician in one, and then just having that be.
I feel like that's
you know what I'm saying? That's what I feel like.
That's definitely a part of it,
right?
But another part I think is like the eras that he's been in and was able to like succeed in. It's kind of wild, like
true.
You know where he started. This nigga has always just been killing it. In every single like era, even like as like an older man, like to drop 444 is like he didn't do it like I'm gonna make some music like that these kids want to hear. It's kind of like no, I'm gonna just make my music and it still goes off like in a way, you know what I mean?
No, you're right.
And I feel like and I feel like he's always just been like that. But I wouldn't say he's the greatest of all time, but I think he's up there just for the fact that like. You know, he's somebody that has been around doing this shit and like to like the maximum level. You know,
I agree with that, and I love some of Jay-Z's albums. You know what I mean? Like even the OG, like with old Pharrell, shit. Yeah,
Pharrell, that's one of my favorite rappers. Period, honestly, and just producers, everything,
musician, artists, etc.
That nigga's just cool as fuck. Yeah, he's like one of the coolest guys to ever live, in my opinion. It's just like. Why is this nigga this cool? Like, he can do everything. You know what I mean?
He can literally sing, rap, produce, you know, like design, whatever.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shit is weird, but it's dope, though. Yeah.
True.
Damn, I was going to say something else, but I'm lit a little bit. So I forgot.
We a little litty, you know.
But shit, enough about the music talk for now, because who are we to really judge these niggas' music? Besides listeners.
Yeah, we're all just listeners and have our own opinions at the end of the day. Music is so subjective. Like,
it's crazy.
You know, having arguments about music, I feel like it's just to have arguments about music.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
It's so true.
It isn't talking
about
it.
It's not really going to accomplish much other than you get to understand their side, but you're still going to have your own take because it's like, you can't really express or explain to somebody else how that music makes you feel.
Exactly.
Even if it's widely accepted or not widely accepted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's just however you interpret it.
Yeah.
So like,
sorry, go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
I was just saying, real quick before we move off from music, what I love about just music in general and, you know, people's different opinions about music. I remember thinking this as a kid, but like, I remember just having an iPod. I'm like, damn, no one's music library in their an iPod is the same. You know what I'm saying?
That's
like literally every single person in this world,
very true.
Whoever, you know, has a different library of music in their iPod and shit.
That's very true.
Which I think is great. You know what I'm saying?
I have something, because I wasn't going to go off of music, actually. I was like thinking of something, but your point of that, I was going to ask both of you guys, which, like, do you remember like an album or anything that kind of like either like, you know, gave you like the musical chills, or a song or album that has like really like stuck out to you in a way, like when you were young, like to be like, damn, this is like dope as fuck, you know, when you're listening to it.
I mean, I remember my first CD I ever bought was Get Rich or Die Trying.
Okay.
You know, and I couldn't get the unedited version because my mom wouldn't allow me to have that shit.
Yeah.
So I had the edited version of that, you know. That was my first CD.
Yeah.
And I remember listening to that shit, you know.
What was it like when you played it? Like, what you were listening?
I mean, back then it's just like, I liked rap music. I didn't know why I liked rap music back then, you know. You just like, you just like music, just, you know, what you hear.
Yeah.
I think is, you know, obviously from different influences from your parents to your friends, whatever. But I feel like for that album, it was just like every song is damn near good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and 50 was kind of used to be able to spit. You know what I mean? So, I fucked with it. Like, obviously, it's a classic, one of the greatest rap albums ever. You know what I mean? Like,
and Trent, what about you?
I would definitely say either Fahrenheit 115 or The Cool.
Okay.
Food and Liquor.
Okay, that's both of those.
Yeah, no, I mean, those really shed light into my own, like, you know, I felt like there was a lot of songs that spoke to who I was at that time, as well as gave me chills in the sense of like the beats and the message, along with like the delivery, were all on point for what I needed at that specific time. Yeah, navigating the world around me at that age, and that's what, you know what I'm saying. And that's why I feel like, and even now, when I go back and listen to those songs, I'll get those feelings, but it doesn't hit the same. Maybe it's because I'm used to hearing it, but I also think it's because I'm not the same age when I was, you know what I'm saying?
It's not the time.
Yeah, exactly.
So, based on what both of you said, I have things to say about both of them, because my actual, like, first time that I really remember being like, damn, was actually Get Rich or Die Trying. And it's a funny story for me because I remember, like, very vividly, I was in my room, young as hell, bro. I don't even remember when it came out. But
2003.
Like you said, you didn't have or you had the edited version, like, not explicit. Like, so I actually, like, got the explicit one from my parents. Like, you know, they had their CDs on, like, a thing. Mm-hmm. So I remember taking it, like, I was like, I'm gonna listen to this shit, like, on the CD player, like, and then basically I had my headphones on, listening to the CD player in my room, and then I swear it was probably like Mini Man or something like that. Like, I dropped something on the floor to where I'm like, oh, I gotta get this from under the bed. So I get down and I'm like trying to pick this shit up from under the bed, and I hear Mini Man. I'm like, damn, this shit is dope. Right. And then my dad walks in and he opens the door. He's like, oh, my bad, you praying? He's like, my bad, and closed the door back. I'm like, nah, this nigga's spinning. Like, he really thought I was praying because I really got, like,
because you got into that.
Yeah, I was like, down
you were
there,
stuck
like,
in that position, like
like,
listen to the shit.
Yeah, it's hitting the soul, man.
So that was like, I remember that time. That shit's hilarious. But with Food and Liquor, though, like, that was my shit. And, like,
Facts. That was all of our shit.
Bro, I swear. I, like, every day my freshman year in high school, I used to listen to that on, like, my MP3 player. Just, like, walking between classes and stuff, because I was like, this is like, I literally, back in that time, I didn't have a lot of friends anyway, so I would literally listen. Bro, Layman. Nah, but for real though, so, like, I would listen to that shit in the hallway, and I would be like, just like, it was fine. Like, everything was straight. Like, I was like, I don't even need friends, bro. This shit, like, you know, I was like, this shit is so dope.
I don't need friends. I have music.
Yeah, bro. I swear I felt like that. That's why, like, Trent, you were saying you can't explain that feeling. Yeah. I know, man. Yeah. I know what that shit was.
That's the Les Plus origin story.
For real, bro. I was like, nigga. And no, the Les Plus origin story was me trying to rap and Sterling and Tyra being like, nigga, that shit is trash. And then I had to, like, basically, I just kept trying to be like, nah, bro, I'm gonna make these niggas think my shit. That was it.
Hey, that's a motivation, you know, for niggas to not call you trash. Yeah, you know what I'm
saying? I definitely think that when I saw Food and Liquor first time, the Kick Push, there was a music video. I think we were in Maryland at the time, Myles, and either one of my cousins or blah blah blah, they were just like, yeah, man, like, I don't know, he's kind of lame. Like, I don't really like him. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was kind of like
niggas were hating,
right? You know, because think about how far removed that was from Get Rich or Die Trying. Not too far, you know, far in between. So that's still right. That still was kind of in the air. It's like what the standard should be in terms of what we're looking for in our black male rappers and whatnot. Yeah. And I just remember seeing this video and I was like, damn, this guy's actually just from the city, you know, and he's depicting this video where he's like a black dude riding a skateboard, trying to make it out here, and his messages in the song were just like so simplistic, but like so vivid in terms of the story he was telling that I just resonated with it, seeing that video. Yeah. And then when I dove deeper into that album, there was more songs that I liked than that. Mm-hmm. But it was just the visuals that gave me that understanding So when I had the songs on, the CD, it just made it all come together,
Yeah, that's dope. And like I actually, I was like a skater at the time or whatever when Kick Push. So like that shit really was like, that was like my fucking shit. Like my whole
like an anthem, damn near. Man.
Yeah, especially because I was like a black skater. And when I started skating, like, it was not a lot of black skaters. Like, shit, I already knew, like, Kareem Campbell and Stevie Williams were, like, the people to watch for me. And Nigel Houston, because he started when he was young.
He was, like, 13 or some shit.
Yeah, he was young super young. Hell. Yeah. And, like, so I was, like, just knowing, like, there's, like, there's, like, a rapper talking about skateboarding. That is crazy to me. And I don't know if you guys know Terry Kennedy.
TK?
Yeah, TK. So I'm pretty sure TK was like, they didn't like Lupe Fiasco for making that song. But Lupe Fiasco said he's not
a real skater.
Yeah.
True.
He was like, I'm not making the song like as like a skater or whatever that you would think. Like, I'm not trying to like bite off of your plate or whatever, but I'm trying to tell like the story of these black skaters or like young skaters,
No, that's real.
And I was like, nigga, that's what rappers do sometimes. They tell stories, Like
it doesn't have to be
about their own experience.
It doesn't have to be autobiography. Just
Yeah, but I still like I love TK and all them too, like because shit, you already know Ice Cream, Pharrell, like he signed them and everything. So yeah, that was like a good time, man. A good time. That was like Karma Loop time. And like,
Plunder.
Yeah. Crew. Niggas were wearing Crew.
Oh my God.
Supra.
LRG.
Yeah, LRG.
Oh, Supra, bro. Yeah, those bitches were the original Sky Toss, bro. Like, that shoe is top 10. Like, goated, in my opinion. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, they made some trash shoes after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Chad Muska, bro. Shout out Chad Muska.
True. The Super Sky Toss, I had the black
those are like
crocodile.
They were like black rocker boots down there,
Yeah,
no, those they were on some whole futuristic shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That was
I would buy a pair right now.
For real, bro, I used to have these Osiris, man.
I remember,
fat tongue,
big tongues, wide foots.
I used to get all those Lakai.
You had duct tape on them bitches.
Too. Bro, I used to, that's how, like, y'all don't understand when I say I was skating, like, I was really, like I was skating to the point my parents were like, nigga, you're not getting another pair of shoes right now. It's like, I'll be fucking all my shoes up, have to put duct tape on them. Niggas' toes would be getting cut up and shit. Shout out Cody Van and Taylor Smith. Those are my old, they got me into skateboarding.
That's what's up, man. Yeah, I only met them once, but they were cool people.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Cody has a whole ass family now. I was like, damn, shit's crazy.
He grew up.
Yeah, bro. Time is that shit will never stop.
True. Here we are.
Yeah,
undefeated, man.
For real.
Drinking beer and shit on Sunday night.
Nah, low key. Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Nah, but
it's a pandemic.
I've literally known you guys. That's something that we can talk about.
True.
Shit, me and Sterling are brothers. Myles and Trent are brothers.
Right.
Trent and I are the same age, and Myles and Sterling are the same age.
Facts.
So I met Trent when I was in like kindergarten, and
Miss Gilbert.
Yeah, shout out Miss Gilbert. So like, basically, I think there was like a time where Sterling and I found out that you guys were brothers. I didn't know Myles, I knew Trent.
Right. I knew Sterling.
Yeah, and obviously our parents knew. Like each of our parents knew that,
we were hanging out, but we weren't. Yeah,
but we didn't know each other like that.
Older brother,
Yeah, so like I think there was like a day where my mom took me and Sterling to to their house, but me and Sterling are in like the back, like talking like, oh yeah, I'm about to go hang out with Trent. He's like, yeah, I'm about to hang out with my friend Myles. And we're like, oh, that's cool. Like, and then we both get out at the same place. Like, what the fuck?
Like, oh shit! Like
that shit was hilarious, bro. But
yeah.
We had some classic ass times back in the day.
Some funny, ridiculous times, man. I swear.
Yeah, Trent, you want to talk about when you crashed into that parked car?
Oh my god!
On your bike?
Oh my god, man! I remember we were coming from the park. We must have been playing football or something like that.
Yeah, your dad was like taking us through the neighborhood.
Yeah, something like that, right?
Yeah.
And I was trying to flex. I was like, yeah, like, you know, I can ride without looking and no hands. Some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like I was doing it, and I would only do it for like 3 seconds or whatever. And then you're like, nah, man, like really try it. Something like you challenged me or something like that. Like,
yeah, I remember looking at you.
Yeah, you're like looking at me, and then I really tried to like not look and ride, and I just kept riding, picking up speed, and I just went straight in, like underneath the parked car. Like I rammed into a parked car and got stuck underneath the bumper.
Oh my god, we were dying laughing, bro. That shit was
Imagine like a I want to say maybe I was like 10. I don't know how old.
Yeah, we were
8, something like that. Imagine like an 8-year-old kid. And you see him get stuck underneath the bumper on a bike. Bro.
Like his front tire on the bike got stuck under the bumper of like a truck. But Trent, you're missing one thing that you don't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It's so fucked up that I even remember this. But wherever Gabriel Dallas used to live,
yeah,
bro, I shouldn't have said this nigga's full name. But wherever he used to live, Trent, like, you were confident. You were like riding with no hands and shit. You were like, you know, and you're like, oh, that's Gabi's house. And then he's like, boom. That was basically like you thought it was sweet. Like,
no way I was gonna remember.
Like that shit was so fucking.
That shit was hilarious.
I remember you saying that shit. Right?
Nigga ram into a parked car and shit. Yeah. That shit was funny as fuck, bro.
No, we used to be on hella dumb shit though.
Oh man, I love that era.
Yeah,
it was a problem, but it was also a good problem. It was like we knew that, you know, you couldn't just blindly follow everything people told you. You know, you had to kind of find your own way.
Yeah, we challenged a lot of
shit. Right,
shit.
you know what I'm saying? You kind of had to find your own way, and I feel like, you know, adolescence and delinquency was kind of that route that, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying
see what we can and can't do.
Right. I'm not saying we're out here in the streets like that. I'm saying more like we just do
stupid shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like jackass before jackass.
No, we were wilding, bro. So there was this shit. We were kind of briefly speaking about the other day, but you guys have not heard any of these stories. I don't even know. Fuck it, we'll tell them. But basically, our friend Randy Ali, he used to have a water balloon launcher. And for those who don't know what that is, it is exactly how it sounds. It's a fucking big ass slingshot that launches water balloons. Like, I don't even know how many feet.
Yeah.
Like far.
Bro, you
like
can
at
shoot
least a football field.
Bro,
you know?
It was
I swear.
crazy.
Maybe a little bit more.
So, no, us as kids, I don't know how. Did Ryan get that?
I think it was Ryan. It was Ryan.
That's how we got it, because Randy's older brother got that shit for him. And we used to shoot that shit at people.
Hey, we try to snipe motherfuckers from across the park and shit. We'd be like, all right, over there.
There was a game of Ultimate Frisbee. I remember we were fucking their game up. They didn't know where these water balloons were coming from.
We were hiding in like the park, in like the jungle gym or whatever.
Yes.
And then we would like load up. We're like, all right, you guys are taller.
And I don't know if you guys understand how this thing operated. Like, basically, it was the slingshot. There has to be one person on each side of the slingshot, like this. If you're watching on video, if you're listening, just use your fucking imagination. So on the left side, there's someone, and on the right side, there's someone. And the tallest people can make it launch the furthest because it has more hang time.
Right.
So we would have the taller people holding this thing up in the air on the left and on the right. And then there will be somebody in the middle who grabs it and puts the water balloon in. And then you just pull it all the way back.
Like sit down.
Yeah, you sit, lean all the and let it go. And that shit would go flying, bro. And it wouldn't pop in the air. Like, it popped whenever it hit something for the most part. Yep. You know? So that shit was crazy. We were shooting at people. Like, we were on some wild shit.
Oh my god! I remember one time we were at the park, had the shit. There's the tennis courts or whatever. Yeah. You know, people playing tennis, whatnot. Mm-hmm. You know, all right, we gonna try and hit them and shit. And I think we missed maybe the first two or whatever. Then one of them like launched, and like splashed right into somebody's game and shit. Like,
Oh,
like we started running this shit. Like,
yeah, and that's not the worst thing we've done. I remember some more shit with water balloons. I'm sorry to whoever we did this to, if you ever hear this, but I remember there was this this ice cream man that we used to fuck with all the time. I don't know why we fucked with this guy. He was just like the neighborhood ice cream man. And this is the same guy. If you guys saw the other episode with Trent and Joel, we spoke briefly on Joel throwing a rock through this dude's window. We are some fucking assholes. I'm sorry, Mom, if you listen to this, I'm sorry. But basically, there's this other time where we were like, all right, let's fuck with this guy again because he's out there selling his ice cream, making a decent living for him and his family. We were like, we should go fuck this up. So we ride our bikes with like, we just loaded up on water balloons. I don't even remember how we were carrying them.
We had ball bags that we fill up with water balloons.
Oh yeah, we had those little string bags.
Yeah,
so
niggas used to rock those all the time, you know, as swag. Oh my god.
Niggas used to have shorts under their pants, ready to hoop at any moment.
3XL tees with, you know, long ass shorts, you know what I'm saying?
So we see him selling his ice cream at the park, and we just do a drive-by with water balloons on his ass and start throwing. That shit was so fucked up. Like we didn't care about the customers or anything.
Nothing.
Niggas were just getting
pelting him, bro.
Yeah. So yeah. Long story short, we were on some dumb shit.
We were on a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah, sure. But tell me why. I also remember Shaquille.
Yeah.
When we were at the park and whatever, and we were like, yo, we're trying to we wanted the thrill of like running away from the police.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So what we did was, all right, we're right. You know, we wanted that thrill.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, what we're gonna do is we're gonna have there's four of us. We're gonna dress one of our guys up as like a decoy, dress him up, make him real nerdy. Have glasses on, just like high waters, no swag type, nerdy kid. Whatever. Set up the stage where he's walking down the street where there's people who can see, right? Yeah. And then I just remember, bro, we would hop out of the bushes at random, and we would just beat. We would play. We would make it look real enough, but we would beat that dude's ass and steal all his shit. And then people would be like, "Hey,
get off of him!"
Oh my god, bro! And with Shaquille, the time you did it, you were like, nah, actually hit me and fuck me up. Some people actually get upset. When I tell you, man, we had 4 cats in the bushes, and Shaquille was walking by and really sell. This was probably the start of your acting career, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was
really selling that shit, man. Yeah. And there was people, and we just hopped out the bush and just ran up on you, bro. Flooded and shit. And then people were calling the police, hey,
So basically, the cops used to come sometimes because we would be we just wanted to just fuck with people. For some reason, we just thought that was so fun to just get the reaction out of people. Right. But so we would set up a whole ass movie scene looking type shit to just act out this whole ass fight to have people come in be like, hey, what do you guys, just to get their reaction. So honestly, that's probably comes from the school we went to also. We had drama class and shit.
Sure. Drama.
Yeah, all of us were born to be in this shit.
We went to liberal arts K through 8 school. Yeah. So, they were heavy on drama, music, you know what I mean? A lot of shit. Yeah. The arts, quote unquote. Yeah, bro. I remember very vividly in the drama class, they had us set up a fight scene, and Bill and I were already used to doing that shit. We were already filming our own videos. Bill was the rich nigga, so he had the chocolate phone.
Oh yeah.
And he had a camera. He was the first dude with a camera.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we used to make videos on his camera. So we were like, oh, let's do this fucking fight scene. It's about to be lit. We already know. We planned this whole last thing. She thought we were fighting for real. It was crazy. So shout out King Lab.
It's King Arts now. They changed the name.
Yeah. Why would you do that to my nigga?
Martin Luther King. It used to be called Martin Luther King Jr. Laboratory Experimental School. Yeah. Now I think it's Martin Luther King Junior liberal arts school or some shit like that.
Martin Luther King Jr. All Lives Matter. Looking ass. Nah, that's fucked up though. They should have kept it as King Live.
Yeah, they changed the name.
That's real.
Yeah. But yeah, so long story short, we were wilding. So
True.
I gotta ask. We gotta switch it up. So I gotta ask you guys, how do you feel? Let me see. Who was like the best Spider-Man of all time?
Oh, easy. Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
That's facts.
Okay.
Factual.
Yeah, Trent.
Yeah, I'd have to say Tobey Maguire.
Okay.
Some people say that's just nostalgia, whatever, blah blah.
Yeah.
But I know the Andrew Garfield one.
That nigga was weak. I hated that one.
Everybody's in agreement that one wasn't that great. Those two, and then and just the story or the arc that they chose to do for that one was just, I feel like, less commonly known. Yeah. Right? Not to say that the other ones weren't. It was just that one with Andrew Garfield was less commonly known. So the Tobey Maguire one, it was specifically with the redheaded Mary Jane, X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I feel like it just delivered when it came out. Yeah. So, yeah, I'd have to say Tobey Maguire.
All right. I would say the same, obviously, because I just feel like just at the time it came out, also with just having like a real like dramatic feel to a superhero. True. Was really good to see. Like that first one, it was just, I still watch that shit.
I still watch that shit too. Whenever it comes on TV, I'm like, damn, I'm about to sit down and watch this shit because it's just classic. And maybe Trent was saying, maybe it's a little bit of nostalgia too.
Yeah, it probably is a little bit of that. But he really killed it. Like, I
agree.
And it was like, because he had that dramatic acting experience to bring to like a real like superhero that, and that was like one of the first times to see something like that. And I really like Tom Holland though also. Like,
I like him too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's dope. I think he's dope too, but like for some reason, like I don't know if it's like because he's in the big ass like Marvel comic universe thing now. It makes it feel like I don't know, man. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like for the Tobey Maguire one, like he was actually. And I think they don't touch on this enough in the new Spider-Man with Tom Holland. Like, he was a real nerd / genius. You know what I'm saying? True. And I think in the Tom Holland ones, they kind of allude to that a little bit, but like
just a little.
The original or not original, but like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man's like. He was a smart genius, whatever, who...
Yeah, I feel like it's a lot happening now.
Doubled as, a vigilante, quote unquote.
And that was my biggest issue I had with Andrew Garfield. Yeah. Was like they specifically made him cool. Yeah. Like they want like instead of being like the nerdy guy who trips in the hallway and has to pick up his books and gets beat up. He's the guy who picks up the ball and dunks on yams on the varsity players and just looks at the girls like what's up and then walks off. That's not who Tobey Maguire was. Or that's not who Peter Parker was. You know what I'm saying? That's obviously I feel like they portrayed a little bit of that like, oh, he's like a super smart genius type guy. Yeah. A little bit more in the Andrew Garfield than the Hollands. I think that's right. But the delivery with all the other stuff was so much worse with Andrew Garfield that it just has to be Tobey Maguire for me.
That's very true.
Yeah, I think this is going to be some real nerdy shit about Spider-Man, but it's just my personal opinion. Yeah. Another reason why I didn't like that's the Amazing Spider-Man, whatever, for Andrew Garfield was... He had to like shoot his web out like he had the fucking canisters. You know what I'm saying? Like Tobey Maguire, shit came out of his wrist, which is I feel like as a superhero, you know what I'm saying? Like that's way more dope than like you gotta like you run out of these canisters or whatever of web. You know what I mean? Yeah, no. Like I'm like damn, like
Toby was going through mental problems to not be able to use his web.
True.
Like, that's the shit that we want to see. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, that's why powers will wane or not if he depending on his mood or how he's feeling, his mental health and shit.
And that's why the Dark Knight was better than Superman and all other shit because. That nigga had real issues going on and a real villain that had issues to be like, what is wrong with these niggas? Right. You can't just be like, oh, Superman, this nigga is everything. Like, he can't, nothing, we all know kryptonite is gonna hurt him, but it's like nothing is like really wrong where it's like
right.
relatable.
There's no relatable.
Yeah. It's like we know he's gonna just be good.
True.
Like, the Joker in the Dark Knight and Batman, you're like, bro, what the fuck? Like somebody died in this bitch? Like you know what I mean? Like, like what's going on?
Yeah, I agree with that too, in the sense that like I definitely saw more things to draw to in the Dark Knight, because it was like Heath Ledger would say, it's like, we're not that far different if you actually look at it. Like, it's like, look at you, you're in a cape and I'm in a clown mask. You know what I'm saying?
And that's all he was. It's so simple. He's literally just trying to prove that to Batman that he's the same.
Right. He's like, look at you, man. He's like, damn, you right.
Like,
you know
kill me, nigga. Like, you want, like, just, and like,
True.
it's just, that's crazy. That's genius, like, honestly, to just know that we're gonna, like, appeal to that, like, the audience. That's so dope. Like, I don't know.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, I feel like a great thing about that, The Dark Knight, was like, and I think they did a good job of this in the movie, it was basically like, oh, do we really need Batman? You know what I mean? Like, I think, Trent, you were saying this, I forget, maybe yesterday, but like, they did a good job of being like, oh, do we really need Batman? Like, he's causing all these issues. If there was no Batman, Joker would never have been a thing type of, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's dope.
So,
Harvey Dent made me believe, like, even though I knew it was a story about Batman, and I knew there was going to be like villains and other antagonists, they were able to make you believe in the movie just by how quality the acting was, along with all the subplots, that it was almost like you didn't need to have Batman.
That's very true. Yeah.
So like when all that transpired in that movie, if you guys haven't seen it, go see it. It made it so much more rewarding to see him decide not to come back. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even though he did all, because it was like,
because he's feeling in a way he's feeling how we feel, like, like, nigga, what are you doing? Like, type shit. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, man.
So I don't know, whoever's listening or watching, I'm not sure if you guys really spent your childhood watching like that weird ass shit that used to be on TV, like on Cartoon Network, but bro, Courage the Cowardly Dog. Like, I just want to talk about this because that show was so fucking weird, and when we were young, we didn't really know. But like, if you go back and watch it now, you're like, damn, we were just chilling watching this. Like, what the fuck?
Right, they be talking some crazy shit, bro.
Yeah, the subliminal messages in that show, like in the imagery. You know what I mean? Bro. It's like, how does that affect us today? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does that, maybe unconsciously, those memories, like, I think. Maybe this is a rumor or not, but the dudes who made people who made that show were like off acid or some shit, like
I could see that.
I could totally see that. As a kid, we thought it was just funny, like you know what I mean. It was zany, it was crazy, it was like outlandish at times, you know what I mean. But like, how does that it was some weird shit going on, you know what I mean? Like,
bro, the fact
that we fucked with it.
So what were your favorite episodes, or like things you can remember? Cause
I remember. Go ahead.
Yeah, what were you gonna say, Charlie?
I remember the toe episode where a big ass foot just fell into like the living room, and it was like they had like alter egos, and it was like the big toe was like they were like mobsters, right? So it was like the big toe was like the head, you know what I'm saying? And they were just saying they were like swearing as a kid show. They weren't swearing, but they were like, you know what I'm saying? They were basically talking shit the whole time. And it was so funny, bro, because it was like, what are they doing? This is a foot. Like, this shit was hilarious, bro.
So
I remember that one. Yeah,
that was a good one. There's a couple that I was like, yo. So there was this one. There's this one where, like, Eustace was like being like seduced by some like bitch in the water. Okay, like, it was like anytime he was around water, like this lady would come out the water and be like pulling her finger, like, come here type shit. And it was so weird, bro. And
Medusa.
Like, so like, I think she sucked, like closer toward the end of the, not sucked, what do you think? No, I should have finished what
I was thinking, like, wait, hold on. Nigga, they saw it on Pornhub. No, it's not.
No. So I think she. All right, let me change my words around. I think she pulled him through the drain, like closer to the end of the episode. He was like draining the bathtub, and she like pulled him through. So there was like a drought outside. So basically, when he went into the water, like you can see the spots of like where it had just rained outside, but the puddles are like drying up, like the sun's coming out. So that's his only way out is like through those little spots. So like shit was so crazy. So she like basically drug him down to the water, and Courage like jumped in like a puddle to go get him. And she like popped out with all these fucking crazy ass teeth, like a.
Bro. I remember the episode now. Yeah, where Courage hops into the water.
To save him. Pulled him out at the last second. Yeah. Like that shit scared the fuck out of me. I'm like, bro, can I like take a shower or something?
Medusa gonna come in and pull you into the underworld.
It was definitely a creepy show. Mm-hmm. You know, I definitely remember the Duck Aliens one.
Oh, I love that. That one was dope.
Yeah, that one was dope. Sure. They kept more kept popping up. You know, and they kept eating the eggs.
Oh my god,
that was a classic.
That might be the most classic one that I remember for sure.
Bro, do y'all remember the one with the like pig in the restaurant that was like cooking some type of human burger?
I can't remember
that. And he kept cooking humans and whatnot.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
He was serving it and people like all liked it and whatnot. But
right?
But they didn't
like, bro, what? Why would you do that to us as kids? Like, you know what I mean?
I feel like that might have been inspired by like some serial killer.
That's what I'm saying.
Who used to eat, you know.
Yeah,
their prey or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah, niggas are wilding.
They turned some crazy shit like that into like an idea for a kid's show.
For real.
You know what I mean?
Shit is crazy.
But yeah.
Speaking of like, I guess weird and scary shows, y'all, Myles, you're wearing a Goosebumps shirt right now.
True.
So, do you guys remember any of that Goosebumps shit? Like,
I didn't watch it too heavy, to be honest.
I mean, it was a show. I remember. Damn, I don't remember. I remember the books for sure.
Oh yeah, there were books too.
There were hella books. I remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember the TV show though.
Damn, see, that's because I'm not a reading ass nigga. I used to be. I'll be watching that shit, like Harry Potter and all that shit. But, yeah, there was like this episode that I used to love with like a scarecrow or some shit, where niggas were in a cornfield or something, and the scarecrow like kept moving and shit. You know what I mean? That tight, they like came banging on the windows at night. But,
yeah, I feel like, sorry, it'd be a general thing, but like I feel like kids' TV shows when we were younger were like had way less filter and way less like, you know, there was a lot more adult themes and things that we wouldn't understand until, you know, maybe until we were teenagers or whatnot. Yeah. But like I feel like watching them as kids, we just thought shit was funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's very true.
They're doing dumb shit, but in reality, there's some like real.
They were trying to fucking. They did something to us.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like
millennials,
those unconscious memories that we have of watching these crazy TV shows, you know, maybe affect you in certain ways today.
Yeah, it's definitely less censored.
Yeah.
Back then than it is now in terms of.
See, the thing now though, well, I don't know if it's actually now, but I used to watch the regular show. Yeah. And they had like a bunch of like little secret messages, like just funny shit. Right. Like. There's this one episode, it's hilarious. Like, I don't even know. It's like, if you're a kid, you're not catching these jokes at all. But there was, like, an episode where they went to the beach. And, like, basically, they're at the beach, and there's, like, a young guy. And he's, like, there's a big wave coming. They're surfing and shit. And the young guy gets up on his skateboard, and he's, like, surfing. And they're like, oh, yeah, look at that little young guy, like, surfing the wave. And then there's like an old dude next to him, and it cuts to him, and the old guy's like trying to stand up, and they're like, "Look, he can't get it up. He can't." And then I was just like, "What the fuck?" "What the fuck?"
Oh my god,
that shit will go over every time.
What if it cut to a Viagra commercial?
See, they be wilding, bro. The regular show, they were on some other shit.
Nah, they definitely were.
Yeah.
What was that the one with the gumball machine where the fucking
bluebird?
Why was the little slot where the gumball was, where it basically was like, you know what I'm saying, his dick or whatever and shit? Or was it a girl or was it a dude?
It was a guy.
Okay.
There was also an episode where like he got mad, the gumball machine dude got mad. And like the gumballs fell out, and they're like, "Look, Benson dropped his balls." Like, they were wilding, bro. Like for real. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but I don't know, man.
I never really watched regular show. I've seen it before, but I wasn't like a avid watcher of it. Yeah, but it was funny for sure.
That's that.
I remember there was one they did like a rapping episode where like Tyler the Creator was on it. And then,
oh yeah, he was on it.
Vince Staples, maybe.
I think it probably was.
Yeah, both of them were like they're like freestyling, quote unquote.
Yeah, that one was dope. Yeah, regular show was really. I
remember Billy and Mandy. That was his.
Oh yeah, that was a good one too. I love that one. Yeah.
That was like, they had Death as a character. That was pretty heavy.
Yeah. The Grim Reaper.
But he was
hold on.
Like Jamaican.
Jamaican. I was about to say he was like Jamaican and shit.
That shit was funny as hell.
I don't know if that will fly now. Maybe.
I don't know. It depends on who's doing the voiceover.
Right. If he's Jamaican,
Yeah, because that's what, bro. Like, I don't know if y'all remember. Like recently, there were some white voice actors that were doing black characters, and they stepped down because they thought it was like fucked up now, to do. I mean, like, I don't know. Like the one that I remember is the guy that played Cleveland Brown from Family Guy or whatever.
Wait, that was a white dude?
That was a white guy.
Oh damn! So, I had no clue.
So just saying the jokes, that's where you would feel fucked up,
right?
But at the same time, they are jokes, right? So it's
they are jokes. Yeah.
So it's like, I mean,
True.
I don't know. Like we thought it was funny, but like seeing the guy, like you might be like nigga,
right?
But
yeah,
I don't know.
I remember.
I can't really be mad at the dude, but it's just like
conscious for him.
Yeah, he'll probably feel some type of way if it's like this is not the time to be doing this shit.
True.
Like, but
yeah, and I think recently, I don't watch The Simpsons, but I know that the Indian dude on The Simpsons was voiced by a white dude, and they caught backlash for it, and he stepped down or whatever.
I remember that.
I forget his name.
I forgot his name, but he had the like that shop or whatever.
Yeah,
Quickie Mart or something. But
the Quickie Mart. Yeah. Remember that shit on Dempster? That's where I bought my first bubbler, my first bowl bubbler that I bought. I was under 18 and we just still sold it to me.
Yeah, some niggas don't give a fuck.
That's the Quickie Mart. Used to have
that
shit.
It's not there no more.
Now it's like a pet. It's an animal, like a pet animal hospital and shit like that. But the Quickie Mart used to be able to buy like incense and like they had bowls, bubblers, bongs, etc.
Yeah, that's dope.
And I bought my first one from there.
I don't remember. I think I low key, like honestly, I probably got my first like bowl at Bonnaroo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it might have been that year that we went.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I think because like basically we were at the end of like the Bonnaroo like 4 days, whatever it was, and like there was this stand that was selling, their bowls and shit like throughout the whole time. But now it's like the last day they're trying to get rid of everything. Right. They gave me this big ass bowl for like $5, bro. Right. It was dope. But y'all remember your Bonnaroo year?
Bro,
Bonnaroo. Bro, that was such a great experience.
Yeah. I say this to this day, like that was Bonnaroo 2014, and I think that was one of the greatest festival lineups of all time. Like. Yeah. I had to write the artists down who we saw, not only because we were fucked up and we were, having a good time, but it was like, damn, there's so many good artists that we saw. Like, Pusha T, Danny Brown, Janelle Monáe, Vampire Weekend, Kanye, back in 2014, people actually fucked with him. Yeezus was like the shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
Disclosure, Chance, we were hating on him now. But like back in 2014, a year removed from Acid Rap, like. And at that point, I'd seen Chance already in concert a bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? But it's like still, Bobby Womack, old school, James Blake, Lauryn Hill, Frank Ocean. Like, damn, like.
Bro, wait, was that the year with fucking Jizza or nah?
I don't think so.
He was probably at the next year.
Yeah, I don't think Jizza was there.
Okay, I was like, shit, that was there.
Bro, but that lineup was just like unbelievable.
That was a great year, and that was our first year, right? Or was that our? That was my second.
That was your second.
Second or third year.
Yeah, shit, that might have been my second.
That was your third year. I thought it was our first year, but I could be wrong.
Shit, I can't remember. I think that might have been my second.
Okay.
Because it might have been my third. Because I can't even remember how many times I went in a row. I think we either went 4 or 5 times in a row. I just remember the first time was like hard as hell because niggas did not know how much food to bring.
I'll never forget.
Yeah.
I know where you guys
that
are
wasn't
going.
with us, right?
I know.
Was that with us?
No, it wasn't with us.
That was with us, bro.
Nah, we ruined our food, but that was we
No.
Oh no!
The time I'm talking about was where me and Trent and you and Sterling were there.
Yeah,
it was just us four.
Yeah,
you know, and those girls next to us.
It
was their first time coming there, and they didn't bring enough food, bro.
Food.
They didn't bring any food or enough food, bro.
I know it was my second or third year. And niggas were trying to talk to us to get some hot dogs and shit. We were like, yo, fuck off. Like, what? These are our hot dogs. Nah,
yeah, these girls are super underprepared.
They fucked up.
People don't know what Bonnaroo is. It's basically a music festival out in Tennessee where, you drive up there and there's
it's a farm.
It's a farm. You basically park your car and you camp out there for, 4 days for the festival. So you have to bring your own shit, including food. They have water, but you always bring like bottled water and shit, etc. Tents, whatnot. And so, so we're parked next to, this group of girls, whatever, and they clearly were not prepared for this shit. Like, their tent was small, like, they just didn't have enough food. Yeah. So I remember one time, because I think you bought a grill, Shaquille, we were like making food.
We were prepared. We had a grill. Because we fucked up the first year. We were like them on our first year.
Yeah.
We were like, never again.
Yeah, and then, so, we made burgers and whatnot, and like, I'm like, I didn't eat my whole burger, and I had it in my hand and shit.
Yeah.
And one of the girls is like, looked at me, was like, you gonna finish that? I was like, yo, like this half-eaten burger, bro. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, niggas will get desperate when they're hungry.
I was like, yo, I gave it to her. I'm not gonna like. I was like, yo.
They were like. It was fucked up though, cause like shit, they could have just said they wanted some food.
Right, like could have asked us for like exactly.
Cause we knew they were like, it was like, that awkward shit where you're like, I know they want something from me. Like, you don't have to pretend. Like, you can just ask. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we would have gave them some hot dogs or some shit. Because we had a lot of those because it was cheap as fuck. But niggas were just come over, like, when we were hanging out by the grill. Like, just randomly.
Just randomly hanging out and shit.
What's up, guys? Like, nigga. Nah, but
I was gonna say, bro. I remember. I jagged, but it was basically I said what everybody was thinking. But I thought they weren't like they weren't listening.
Yeah,
and I was like, we came back to the tents. I was like, damn man, I'm not trying to share no more food. Those girls have been eating all our shit, and then they got up. They were right next to. I was like, oh shit.
Oh my god.
They like broke a chair and shit too. Right. They broke a chair.
They broke one of our fucking chairs.
Yeah, they broke a chair, and they were drinking all our drinks. Yeah. And honestly, what I noticed was like, at first they played it like, oh, let's just befriend friends. And we're like, yeah, we were like, and we were like, yeah, like, all right, there's people next to us, befriend your neighbors
because
and whatnot.
Because you party with your neighbors,
right?
Like you drink and everything.
I remember that, and then it seemed like, and then it started to seem like I noticed like they wanted to get teed up and then leave and do their own shit. They wanted to eat and then leave and do their own shit. They weren't hanging out. You know what I'm saying? They weren't hanging out with us at all, other than when we had things to give them. But they were presenting it like, oh, let's just hang out.
We're all friends.
Right. So like, by day 3, I was like, man, these should. I was like,
yo, that's hilarious. That shit.
And I said that shit, bro. It was awkward the last day. I was like, fucking.
Yeah, 2014. What a crazy time.
True.
Nah, but yo, so.